This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Place to Be Nation, welcome back to PTBN's NBA Team Podcast. We will finish up our expansion draft, where in the first half of that, we actually rounded out the pool for what our expansion teams are able to pick, and now this is the actual picking. This is the draft part. I am one of your co-hosts, Andrew Reich. I'm one GM. I am joined by the rival GM of the other shitty team for the next couple of years, Adam Murray. I do have to break this to you, so I'm going to take one. Mine is the Las Vegas Gamblers, okay? So that means you take the Sonics? You okay with having the
I will
Seattle
have
team?
the Sonics. That does not matter to me.
Do you mind that there are two West Coast? I mean, the rumors are everywhere, Adam. I mean, you can't hide from it. You said you're seeing the money flow in. You got the new TV deal coming in. There's going to be expansion soon. I don't know when they're going to announce it, but my assumption it's going to be in the next year.
Well, if they announce it next year, it's going to have to be 2 years away because you can't just say.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is they're going to put the ball in motion, and you're going to start hearing the cities.
The ball will be in motion, so you can't say in December, in June, you guys got to cut your rosters and shape everything. No, they're going to give teams another year to sort of mold.
Vegas is absolutely one. Period. Seattle, I would say, is conventional wisdom.
I'd say Seattle would be before Vegas.
Okay, then if that's the case, it has to be Seattle and Las Vegas, because I think Vegas absolutely is getting a team.
Because if Vegas gets a team, you can't do all the tournaments there.
Yeah, then you got to go with the name, but you can get creative with that. I was actually looking at some stuff, and the NHL, they actually had the city vote on which name they liked for their Utah franchise. They wound up with the Mammoth.
Yeah.
So you can get creative with that. With Seattle, it's easy. The Sonic, why not?
Yep. We'll bring back the
jerseys,
classic green and white, not the red and green, not the Christmas colors. The other.
I remember that like crimson red. I never understood why they went with that. Yeah.
General manager of the Las Vegas, what did you say, Gamblers?
I would say the Gamblers. I know the XFL had a team. It can't be that hard to buy it out. The name.
Very original. So
the parlay, what do you want to call them then? The parlay, the degenerates? What do you want to call them?
The Las Vegas Degenerates is fine.
Okay.
You're Vegas Gamblers.
Mm-hmm.
You have a strategy for your team. Your draft board is all set for this expansion. You have the list of all the names, like you said. Do you have a pattern of what you're looking for, or a type of player looking for? Because we've been co-GMs for a while, so we would be some debate, and I would lean towards one type of player and you'd lean towards another. Since you have to build a whole team, and knowing once we get down to like realistically, like the fifth pick, like it's just going to be garbage.
For me, you got to, even though some of them are more expensive than others, and we'll talk about them, you got to get a good guard early in your expansion draft, because guard is so deep in the league. You got to find at least a decent one. You can't just have two-way trash as your backcourt. That's one thing that I'm thinking about running an expansion franchise. I have to find a way to get it at the very minimum a decent guard, particularly a point guard.
Okay. I have my continued strategy of taking young players and hoping I can mold them into something, which fails every time.
Well, if that's the case, then I know exactly where you're going, but that's okay. We'll talk about it when we get to it.
But that's the part of the strategy is, let's just say there's only two players for Detroit, Bobby Clinton and Simone Fonteteco. If it'd be like, I know he's going to want Bobby, so I'm going to get in there early just to take a throwaway pick and take Fontecchio,
and we can get creative.
Him.
And we can get creative with trades.
So yes, that's the rules. The rules are the salary cap is $103.5 million. For as far as drafting purposes, you can draft whoever you want because you'd have to get down to that line, but you can't be like, let's say we had left Lillard and Kyrie on there. You can't be like, I'm taking Beal, I'm taking Lillard, I'm taking Kyrie.
Yeah,
because you're not keeping them all.
So so this is interesting. When an expansion team starts, they can only use 2/3 of the cap. Yes. So it's almost like it's baked in that you're going to suck.
So
you're not, even though Las Vegas does have its appeal, It's not we saw this with the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders went to Las Vegas. There wasn't a million players trying to go to Las Vegas, Adam. So like, it's not going to be a destination team.
So you have to draft these players in good faith.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be, I'm taking those three guys, Kyrie, Lillard, and Beal, and then the rest I'll just get undrafted free agents. And
because it might be a musical chair, and you wind up with all three of them.
Yep,
yeah,
that is that. One player drafts a play. One GM drafts a player from the team. The other players from that team get re-protected. So again, if you had taken Bobby Clintman, nobody else can take a Detroit Piston. Trades are allowed, but the opposing GM has to sign off on them. So you can be like, I'm going to take Fontecchio. I'm going to trade him to Boston, and they're going to send me a second-round pick and Kristaps Porzingis to shed salary. No, nobody would agree to that. They have to be realistic trades for the other GM. You can't just be like, I've made this deal, this universe, it works. No, right. We need to have it legitimized.
Yeah, and because you could only use 103 million versus 130 or 150, whatever the full cap is, you obviously have your limits, and that's okay.
Yep, 151. So it does take some creative strength, which is why last year we built our roster the way we did, and we were very, very bad, as you heard in episode 1 of everyone.
But we have to start here with a coin flip, correct?
Yes, the coin flip will be like NFL rules. You can either pick the ball first, or you can defer and get the number 6 pick of the NBA draft, which, according to you, which I believe you did say that you have a bigger strategy with that.
I do.
Okay.
So yeah, you go ahead.
I have a coin.
Okay.
Get your conspiracy theory out, because it is a Canadian. I have a Canadian $1 coin.
For those who want to laugh at this, in the early days of the lottery, or before the lottery, this is how tiebreakers were had.
Yes.
Like when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got drafted, Lou Alcindor, it actually came down to a coin flip between the Suns and the Bucks.
I believe that's how it worked.
Ralph Sampson, the same.
The same thing with like the 20th or 21st pick. If there's a tie, they just...
Yes, that's true. It comes down to a coin flip. In the when there's tiebreakers in the lottery, like between 11 and 12 and things like that.
So I have a Canadian dollar, a $1 coin. They're called loonies, because they also have a $2 coin. They're called toonies.
Does that mean we're going to pick the Kevon Looney? No, he's not on the list.
So the heads features Queen Elizabeth. It is a 2022 coin. On the back, it has a duck, along with their maple leaf and some trees in the back. So heads is the queen, tails is the duck. So taking heads or tails, sir?
I'll take heads.
All right, let me flip it. And it is tails.
Okay, so you win.
I am going to pick in the expansion draft first, thus giving you the number 6 pick.
So you're gonna let me have, which is funny. My strategy was even if I won, I was going to defer and take the 7th pick. So
you're going to defer and take the number. You wanted the number 6 pick in the draft, is what you're saying. You would have taken.
I wanted the first pick in the expansion draft.
Oh, as did I. That's I thought you're.
So we kind of had the same mindset, actually.
We have extremely the same mindset. And my strategy was wholly baked in on me getting that first pick, as I kind of went all or nothing on this.
Right.
So
you go first.
With my number 1 pick, I am going to call up the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ring, ring. Hello. All right. You have a lot of players that could be chosen. Or you can give me the 15th pick and you could tell me who you want me to take. I don't think so. The number 15 pick they're not going to make, they already have so many people under contract.
They do.
So they're going to want to keep Nikola Topic. So I think they're going to trade me the 15th pick.
Yeah, because they had so many guaranteed spots that we had to put in the exposed list one of their previous first round picks, Ousmane Dieng.
Who is going to be cut anyway? So that's who you think they will let me? They'll say take Ousmane Dieng.
Yeah, they will give you a draft pick just so that
They'll
you
give me the
do
15th pick in this
they
upcoming
will give you the
draft.
15th pick just so that you don't take one of their younger guys that they like AJ Mitchell or Nikola Topic or Dylan Jones. If that's what you mean.
So with the number 1 pick, future Seattle Supersonics are taking Ousmane Dang.
So that's your first pick.
And I'm getting the number 15th pick in the draft, which, again, if you had gotten number 1 and you took Topic, which I imagine you would have just taken him straight up. That was my logic going into it. That would have thrown me whole off because I value that number 15 pick.
Okay, so
that eliminates everyone from Oklahoma City.
So now because you made that deal with Oklahoma City, I cannot pick a Thunder player.
Nope, you can't take Dylan Jones.
That sucks because
AJ
I had on my mind Isaiah Joe, so that protects Isaiah Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just go with the big name, and I'm gonna take Jordan Poole from Washington.
Oh, that's a very good pick.
It's a mighty salary, 31.85, but and remember, we only have 103 to work with, so that's not a third of the cap, but
if you there's a lot of lower price people in there, so that doesn't come as.
But I'm thinking of a guard, like I said in the start, and I'm thinking, who's the best guard I can take out of here? It was between him, DeJounte Murray, and yes, Bradley Beal's exposed, but I was not going to take him at $53 million.
He would still have a no trade clause. It doesn't get waived. So Phoenix would have to be like, yeah, we'll give you.
And there are plenty of other guards. I'm just looking at the bigger salaries.
Nope. Jordan Poole was totally on my list. I believe I had him ranked.
Yeah. The problem is now when it comes to expenses, you do have to start bunning for a little while.
It doesn't. No, there's enough lower price players.
Like if I want Duncan Robinson, I'm just gonna spoil it for you. I'm not picking Duncan Robinson at 20 million.
No, because last year we got him and they gave us a first to take him. But he only has 1 year left, so it's not like Jordan Poole's contract is becoming a lot less toxic, but that opens them more playing room, as we had mentioned in our list, for probably they're going to get a guard. You got Bub Carrington.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bub Carrington.
Bub Means? Do you mean the Saints wide receiver Bub Means?
So yeah, that's it's a very good pick.
You're next.
All right. With the number 2 pick, there's 2 different ways I can go right now, and I'm not quite sure which way I want to go. I'm just going to play it safe, and I'm just going to take Cam Whitmore from Houston.
That's a good pick. Now, I can't remember exactly why we decided he was one of the exposed players, but that's what wound up happening.
Because Dylan Brooks, he was the odd man. It was either him or Tari Eason.
And he's a small salary at 3.5. So is Dang. Dang is at 6.7.
Because with Houston, they have so many people under contract who are players. It was either him or, like I said, Tari Eason, because all you have is Van Fleet, who we kind of were like, we discussed him. That's a $44 million. I don't see it could be safe protecting him, but Dylan Brooks provides too much for Houston as a 3-and-D guy to expose and to give up for nothing. Like they're just losing Whitmore. You lost Jordan Poole. Washington could have got a first from somebody for Poole, whereas now he's the number 1 gambler.
Right. My next one, I'll take Ochai Agbaji from Toronto.
Oh, that is Toronto. I had a very tough time.
Agbaji is a first round pick, but he's only at 6 million. So this is not that much. I know I had spent a lot of my cap already on Poole, but Agbaji is affordable. They're
all value picks because we only have 30 to go through, and we don't know how. I mean, when you get to the end, it'll be, we're not taking anybody from.
Also, I can play him at the. I can actually play him.
Nope, that is a very valued pick. I mean, I was eyeing Jamal Sheed, but that is a nice pick. All right, I'm gonna. Do I double down with what I was my strategy, or?
Well, one strategy you have is that you still have 2 draft picks because you got the extra pick from the Thunder.
Oh, where? I'm just gonna take Musa Diabate
Okay.
from Charlotte.
He's a big man, and
He's a
he's
big man who
affordable.
provides energy, and I know I'm taking him too high. I know that's a bad pick, but I didn't want to lose him, so I'm gonna pencil him in.
This one is also risky because I don't know the rule about restricted free agencies when you pick them.
They become unrestricted, so
You
hopefully you
run
have
the risk of
talked.
losing them. You
Yeah,
know.
they could be unrestricted, but hopefully you've talked to them and be like, if we take you, you wanna sign a deal with
Right.
us,
And
and you
because
kind of,
you'll have the playing time to do so, and I'll go with Zaire Williams from Brooklyn.
ooh, that is even a worse pick than mine.
Because he is a restricted free agent coming up. So you don't have the cap hold.
But you probably have a deal worked out with him,
Mhm.
and my
And
strategy.
you have the opportunity for them to get their minutes and their shots. And
Yep,
Williams impressed me in Brooklyn when he actually got the opportunity to take shots when they were tanking.
I totally agree. All right, my board is still very safe, so let's ring up the phone again, shall we?
Mhm.
Ring ring. Hello, Orlando. You guys there? You got a
They,
lot of players. You got the number 16 pick who's not going to make your team. I'd be more than happy to take Cole Anthony off your hands with that for that number 16 pick.
okay.
I think they would do it, don't you?
Uh because they're so close to the tax, yes.
And whoever they draft isn't going to play on there anyway. So that is just a cost saving. The 16 pick doesn't mean anything to them this year.
Yeah, but
So
now you have 15 and 16.
yeah,
You know,
that's my strategy.
just stockpile picks.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what a lot of bad teams normally do when you're just getting ahead of the ahead of the game. Um, I'll go with Malachi Branham from San Antonio at
Ooh.
5 million.
Ooh. Malachi Branham.
Yes, a decent player. You got more. They only had 3 exposed players, but for San Antonio, that was the one who got the most playing time between him and Blake Wesley. I didn't like Wesley. Another one I've thought about, but I think at this point I can give it away because I don't think I can afford his 11 million as Matisse Thybulle. I actually was thinking about him.
Whereas Portland gave us 2 collective picks for him last year.
And they have a lot of players there, including DeAndre Ayton. We'll see if you have him in your crosshairs. I do not.
Malachi Branham is with my next pick. I I had nobody on San Antonio really high on my list. So
hmm
that is a pick, which I think you might have outsmarted yourself the same way Musa Diabate did for me.
Right, right.
I had him so highly
I
ranked
feel
that
like Musa you could have gotten as a 3-way down the road.
I didn't want you coming in and taking Trey
Nurkic,
Man.
or Trey Man, yeah.
Okay, I am going to go down one more pick, and there's 2 different ways I can go on this one. I think I might just take Cody Williams from Utah
Okay,
because
that
that's
that's
essentially
interesting.
another lottery pick. That was also on my hey Utah, you want to give me one of those late firsts, and I'll take somebody. But no, I think I'm just going to take Cody Williams.
Yeah, the most expensive player who was available for that team was Jordan Clarkson,
Yeah,
but he's pretty long in the tooth. I don't know
like
if
Cody
he.
Williams, he's 20. He was terrible, but it's worth taking a flyer for
hmm
a bad team. Although he's coming from a bad team and didn't do well there, um, I'm fine with it. All right, who
I'm
do you
gonna
got next?
I'm gonna go with the finals bump. We see this in the NFL. If you win a championship or you get to a Super Bowl, you get plucked from the roster. I'll take Ben Shepherd from the Indiana Pacers.
Wow, I would have taken Furphy over him.
I like Shepard more than Furphy. And Ben Shepard was basically like the first pick of the second round or the last pick of the first round, I think. Somewhere in that range.
I mean,
He played
nope.
more.
That's the strategy. Is you?
Furphy, but I agree with you. Furphy was a first round pick. He's on the same
He
wavelength as
wasn't the. He was like
Jeracy
a
Walker.
34th pick. He was a high
Yeah.
second. He fell from the first.
And
But
like Jeracy Walker, they just didn't have the minutes because they were trying to win now.
that's the strategy of you took an Indiana player, maybe higher than you might have, knowing now that I was ready to pounce on Furphy.
Right.
Hunter Tyson, Denver.
That's a choice. You're not going to go with Zeke Naji again like you did last year?
I learned my lesson.
You learned your lesson, so you're taking Hunter Tyson there. Okay. Let's see. I need to start going. I need to start going bigger. There's a player I like, but I think I can get him a little later, so I'll just go with a big man here. I was actually thinking about Isaiah Jackson, but he's out of the mix now because I already picked a Indiana player. Give me Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell from the Lakers.
Well, no, he's with the Mavs now, right? Or did he get moved?
Dwight Powell for the Mavericks.
Yes.
I was
the career Canadian guy who only gets playing time when all the other big men are hurt for Dallas. But yeah, I'll go with Dwight Powell. He's not the best player, but he's a career center.
He's a career center. I was thinking of Maxi Kleber.
He's played center his entire career. You can't flex him. He just plays 5. He plays the 5.
Powell. Dallas.
Not the best pick. I'm not the most inspired.
No, I was thinking of Maxi Kleber. That's a Mike.
I was actually thinking about Patrick Williams, but he's too expensive for me.
He's too expensive, and
for me now, because of the pool pick, I can't do it.
Well, no, because you can. There's a lot of low-level people on here, so you can bounce back if you want to.
Right.
I am going to. The one thing that frustrates me is currently what I had accidentally done is I have printouts, which is a smarter thing to do. However, it printed out both front and back. So I am very lost trying to figure out what side of the page I'm on or what side of the page do I need to be.
Yeah.
By getting that pick from Orlando that took out Goga Bitadze for me. That
Indiana's out, Charlotte's out, Brooklyn's out, Washington's out, Toronto's out,
yep,
Denver, OKC, which sucks. Us, the Spurs, and the Jazz.
Nope, that's why we're getting down to gems you need to find. That your board is a little different.
I know where I'm looking.
I think based upon my board, I'm just going to take Guy Santos
from Golden State.
Were
you thinking between him and Trace Jackson Davis?
No, I was thinking
he's only a $2 million player. Talking about Santos.
But
he's actually the same salary as Hunter Tyson.
I know I probably should have taken Trace Jackson Davis.
Why didn't you do it?
Because Guy is a stretch 4. Mm-hmm. Trace is not. No, let's just say Trace Jackson Davis.
You'll go with Trace Jackson. He's the same salary.
Yeah.
2.2 million. I'll go with GG Jackson from Memphis. He was around 2.21 million. I was actually thinking also about John Conchar, but I decided on GG instead.
So we are crossing off Golden State.
Mm-hmm. And Memphis.
Crossing off Memphis.
Now we're running out of teams. Now you're in a position where with the last 8 picks, or 7, 8 picks, you got to start picking people who are available.
You can, or I think he'll be available. I think I can go one more round holding off on him. You took Dwight Powell from Dallas, so Dallas is off the list.
I just realized I took Jaden Hardy off the board by doing that. which I probably should have thought about.
Shoulda, but didn't.
The Pelicans are still there with their 2 big salaries.
I know they are.
Yep.
Let's just go Pell Larson, Miami.
Pelly Larson from Miami, who was basically a two-way all year long before they gave him a partial guarantee. So this is about as cheap as it gets. And they have a reputation for developing good players. So there's a good likelihood you're going to get somebody who knows how to play. Also, no Duncan Robinson, no new destination this year for Duncan Robinson. I'm surprised you didn't take Haywood Highsmith. I will go with Isaac Okoro at 11 million from Cleveland. Cleveland will be happy I did that.
Oh yeah.
All we got left now: Atlanta, Boston, Charlotte, or Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, the Knicks, and their 2 big men that they don't
We
want to
got
play
the
ever.
Clippers.
The Clippers, the Philly, New Orleans,
We've got
Phoenix,
Lakers.
Portland's got a lot of players.
Minnesota, Philly, Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
We got some.
There are options.
We're gonna go Ayton.
Okay, you're gonna go with a big name. So DeAndre Ayton from Portland at 35 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm looking at my chart here, seeing what I got. I still have a little bit of wiggle room salary wise if I want to get interested. Portland's out of the mix. I was looking at Thibault, but now I can't do it. Give me Patrick Williams at 18
He's going
million.
for it.
I'm gonna go with Patrick Williams at 18 million. This pretty much caps me out at basically at people above.
And you
3
didn't even
million.
get a pick from Chicago for it. You didn't even phone him up.
I didn't call him. No, and there's no strategy on that one. I just made the pick. Maybe by some miracle, Patrick Williams actually plays better on a bad team. I don't know. I don't know.
Critchy, Atlanta.
The semi backup point guard for Atlanta, who doesn't really make a lot of money, but he does have a guaranteed contract, so that's why he wound up being exposed. I was looking at Connaughton. No, I'll go with Ryan Rollins as an unrestricted free agent. See if I could scoop him up.
Ryan Rollins from Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah, he basically started at point guard after well, it depends on what you thought of Kevin Porter Jr. When Damian Lillard went down, if you thought he was the point guard for the team. But Ryan Rollins played a lot. He was basically the backup point guard. Also knocks out Pat Connaughton.
It does knock out Pat Connaughton. Where do I want to go next? Let's go Brandon Boston, Pelicans.
Brandon Boston Jr. Yeah, he was played for a while for the Clippers, but he's only at 2 million.
Now I would wanted to call up New Orleans and extract a first round pick this year and a future first for DeJounte.
Yeah,
but instead I chose to go the Ayton route.
Yeah, and I don't think that would have worked. Trying to talk to New Orleans about McCollum because they're down to 1 year left on his deal.
No, that's why I would have only extracted Murray.
Yeah,
and his picks for him, but that's what I was sort of held up on. And how long can I hold up to DeJounte Murray? And do I need 4 first round picks this year? I'm happy with my 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
I need a wing. So I'll go with, even though he's got a torn Achilles, I'll go with Jalen Clark from Minnesota. I'm going with a lot of like swingmen and athleticism on my team. Now it's starting to really thin out.
It is starting to thin.
And we each have 4 picks left.
Upwards of 4 picks.
They're
not required.
Because right now we've chosen, not even counting the draft picks, which you have 3, I have 1. We have 11 players right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you need 15 to dress.
Yeah, so you don't need to make all 15 picks, or you could just pick somebody and they battle for roster spots essentially. Because you're drafting Jordan Poole, technically he might not make the team, so you can cut him, and he doesn't count. I mean, but again, that's all in good faith. You're expecting your team to play. Obviously, when it comes down to your draft, you can, if you're over 15, you could be like, oh well, Ryan Rollins didn't make it. He's too injured.
Right.
But so it's my pick now. everything has slid to my board the way I've wanted it, not in the order. I did sort of panic on a couple picks, but I was able to bounce back and get everyone else I wanted really in order.
Yeah, the only problem was the Thunder were off the board immediately, so I couldn't get any other Thunder players. That was my big strategy. But I did get a Pacer player, which I wanted.
I'm gonna go. I was main Dang's not making the team. He's getting cut. We know that.
Who's your first pick?
That's the ceremonial first pick.
I'd love to know who the first picks were for Toronto and Vancouver. If I had to guess, one was Greg Anthony. Because Greg Anthony was a Vancouver Grizzly.
I believe it was Greg Anthony.
I don't know about Toronto. If I had to guess, maybe D Brown. I don't know.
The 1995 expansion draft, with the first pick, the Toronto Raptors selected BJ Armstrong.
Oh wow! Now BJ wound up with Charlotte, because he played against the Bulls in '98.
He never played a game because he was traded away.
Right.
With the second pick, the Vancouver Grizzlies took Greg Anthony.
Mm-hmm. And with their draft pick, they took Bryant Reeves, and Toronto took Damon Stoudemire.
Yes.
In fact, the draft took place in Toronto.
Yep. With the third pick, Toronto picked Tony Massenberg from the Clippers.
Wow.
And the Vancouver Grizzlies drafted Rodney Dent.
I don't know who that is.
They made a deal with the Orlando Magic in order to select Rodney Dent.
Probably because they were trying to save enough money to try to re-sign Shaq.
And they traded him for a second round pick.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
That's what he is known for. So that's why I'm like, I need to get on my.
Stoudemire was the rookie of the year. The first pick was Joe Smith. But the best, everybody knows this, the best player from the 95 draft was Kevin Garnett. But he went fifth because he was coming out of high school. So a lot of teams didn't want him.
And speaking of people we don't want.
Yeah. The last few picks of this. I got you got to pick. It's your turn.
Jordan Walsh, Boston.
Jordan Walsh for the Boston Celtics. What a homer pick. I'll take Jarrett Butler, who's right now playing for Philadelphia.
I
didn't want to because I need more size, but who cares? My team sucks. I'll take a guard if I need a guard.
I was going between Jordan Walsh and Adam Bona.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think he's gonna go Philly. I didn't
want Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon was there, but I didn't want him. There's one more I'm looking at, and that's it, and I'll be done.
I am looking through this list, and I don't want to take somebody who, let's see, I got 12 now. I got 12 people, so I got 3 first-round picks. I think I'm done.
Okay, I'll only make one more pick. I'll pick Nick Batum, and he'll probably just retire.
Batum from the Clippers.
The Clippers at about $5 million.
I was thinking I was going to take a flyer on Hakeem Daddier from the Knicks.
One of the big men from the Knicks, right?
I was going to take Hawk Porty is the big man. Daddier is the wing. I was going to take a flyer on him, but I'm like with 3 first, and I had also backup first. Like I said, I was going to call the Jazz to be like, you got the 26 or 27 pick. I'll take that from you, and I'll take what's his name?
So I just broke the numbers down for my roster, including my 1 pick in the draft, which is the 6th pick. I have 90. I'm spending 97 million, so I only have 6 million in room,
including the pick. So you're at 96.
So for yours, what the worth of the 15th and 16th pick is, if I had to guess, it's probably around 4.5 for both. You are somewhere in the range of about 87 to 95 million.
Because 87 to 95.
Yeah, because one of the picks, whoever you picked between Cole Anthony and Hunter Tyson, I'm not sure who that was.
Cody Williams.
So Cody Williams, he costs about 5 million. So you're around, or is it around 5 million, or is it 7?
He is, I thought, 5 point.
So 5 points. So you're
5.74.
You're in 90. You're about the same as me. You're about 93 million, including your draft picks,
including those 2 extra.
Yes, in space. So after your after your NBA draft picks, you have
15th and 16th are 3.5 and 3.4 million.
Mhm. So yeah, you have more space than me, including the draft picks, because you went with a lot of small time minimums, except for the Aiden pick.
I will break the exact numbers down after we do our our draft is revealed,
Mhm.
because obviously that'll be another part to this episode.
The
You
funny thing
can't.
is, you took the most expensive player, Aiden. Jordan Poole actually makes less.
It was really one of the, so my board was basically I had Topic first, which I was going to trade for, that first
Hold him
pick.
hostage so that the Thunder wouldn't let you take him.
The
Yeah.
rest of my board fell down to Whitmore. I had Anthony traded for a pick, DeJounte Poole. I had Hunter Tyson, Cody Williams up high. And I'm like, oh, I need a power forward. I need a cheap power forward, like Guy Santos. And then that's why I talked myself out of Guy Santos. And I had Jamison Battle up very high on
A
my
3-point
draft board.
shooter. Yeah. Yeah, you have a lot of size on your team. Even Tyson is a big man. Cody Williams is a big man. I have more wings than athletes. Zaire Williams, Isaac Okoro, Patrick Williams, guys who are very disappointing because they have a lot of length and
It's
wingspan, but
like
they don't deliver offensively.
I was hoping I could have gotten Malachi Branham a little bit later.
Yeah, I picked him. That was my fourth
That
pick.
was your fourth. That's
And
why
I'm also taking a chance in free agency to re-scoop up Zaire Williams and Ryan
it's
Rollins.
sort of it's implied that you'll be able to scoop him up.
Yeah.
I personally on my board, I had taken all RFAs off.
Mm-hmm.
Every single RFA, I'm like, nope. I think anyone over 30 was
And
off
did
my
you have a
list.
strategy in mind about who you're going to draft with your picks?
The strategy for the draft was to get those 14th and 15th picks. With the 6th pick, I also am targeting a big man and
Yeah,
then
me
a
too.
little man.
I would be getting the big man so as well. So there's a likelihood that because we're back to back picks, you would get the one below me because I get the pick first.
Yes, that is
So
that.
and I mean, we can talk about when we get there. I mean, I'm looking at Derek Queen, I'm looking at Malawak, I'm looking at Danny Wolf, I'm looking at those kinds of players.
So yeah, you're looking at that. I also think that if somebody falls down,
I just think finding good big men in the draft is where it's at. You got to find big men who can shoot,
that's why with the
get off the
15th,
dribble.
the 15th and 16th pick, I'm hoping. I should preface this by saying we don't know each other's NBA draft board yet. We just have
Right.
to put them down before the draft, because you can't be like, well, I can't believe Ace Bailey fell. I would totally take him. Well, if he's not on your board, like you can't predict the draft slides. So you just have
Right.
like we're staying true to our board as it
Would
is.
you have taken Shadur?
Our board was locked in.
Like, just have Shadur at guard, just to sell
Just
tickets. I'm in
he
Vegas,
can,
man. I need to sell tickets.
he can be
I got a football team here. There's a
the
baseball
two-way
team
point
coming
guard.
here. Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
Seattle, they got the Kraken, they got the Seahawks, they got
since
the
everything is
Mariners.
falling down, I kind of wanted those two picks together. So one of those I could target Thomas Sorber from Georgetown.
Yeah.
That was my big. I'm sort of thin at the 4, and I'm like, Sorber will be the guy.
Yeah, but you got Aiden as a starting center, but at guard, you got other than Anthony, you have nothing. Like your starting point guard is probably Vit Krejci,
My starting point guard,
unless you draft a point guard.
that's what I'm kind of hoping for, is a point guard will fall to me.
Whereas my guard spot, I feel okay because I've got Abaji, I got Branham, I got Poole, I even got Shepard. But at the center, like I got Williams, I got Dwight Powell, Gigi Jackson. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, because with one of those two picks, I'm looking at Murray Boyles and Thomas Sorber.
But
With the
that's the point of
15 and
this
16.
exercise. You're not going to have a good team. You're not going to have a good
Well,
team.
that's by default. And I had one of the strategies I interestingly thought of was, we're in the West. We can build the most stacked team here. We're still going to be in the bottom because there's no possible way we can beat Sacramento,
I don't even
New
know who's going to make
Orleans.
the episode. My guess is New Orleans will get moved back to the East. That's my guess.
I would think Minnesota.
It's one of them. Like they both of these teams are going to be Pacific Northwest teams. They have to go to the
I
Western
would
Conference.
I would say Minnesota because they could be with Chicago, Milwaukee, and Detroit.
Yeah,
It's
but
more
or
geographically
Houston.
friendly for
If
them.
Houston went to the East, I think a lot of people would bitch and moan about it. But
No, they'd move Memphis.
yeah,
I could see it would be Memphis or Minnesota.
and it's not unprecedented. The Astros went to the AL. So I mean, this happens.
And the Brewers went to the NL. Or
Um,
no, is
yeah,
it just
the
the
Brewers
team?
the Brewers moved, and I'm trying to remember in the NFL if anybody moved to the AFC or the NFC. I don't think so. Come to my memory, I don't remember anybody moving from conference to conference. I know that the Bucks went to the NFC South, which was
And then the
different.
Cardinals went all the way to the West.
Mhm.
And then we'll be back with our draft results. All right, for Andrew Reich, I'm Adam Murray. Have a good one.
Take care.
All right, let me see.